Hello and welcome in, Taurus. This is your channeled reading. I'm asking Spirit to provide with all the, whatever it is, energy, healing energy, whatever it is that's going to come through here. I do not know what it is. So the first thing I'm hearing is looking forward to the future, your future plans. Make plans for the future, make something to look forward to. It's kind of like set some kind of a plan in motion for the future that you're looking forward to, striving, whether it's a vacation, a day out, doesn't matter what it is, but something that you need to be striving for. Otherwise, it feels like you're just kind of floating around and you don't really have hope of a fun day or a Sunday. I'm getting, maybe it's on a Sunday or a sunny day. So it's like there's this energy of, there has to be an energy for you of effervescence, of joy, of sparkle, of something fresh, something new, an experience. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like there has to be something that lights you up and that gives you that hope for what you need. All right? Let's see what's going on. A spirit is saying it's been far too long, like out in the cold, some of you have even had bad weather because they're talking about out in the bad weather. And it's time for the sun to shine. And of course, where I am, we're getting into springtime, even though it's very gloomy right now for me here. And it's kind of like the reason I chose this deck. This deck is very gray, very kind of gloomy, but Spirit is saying there's so much brightness up ahead for you, Taurus, that you don't even realize it. And that's why they want you to take a step ahead or keep taking steps forward towards an effervescence, which I never really use that word, but effervescence is coming through. So that, you know what that is, like the little bubbles in a drink, or it's like that little popping of, I don't know. You can look it up to see the actual meaning, but the feeling I'm getting is just something bubbling up to the surface for you in your life, in your own being. So you may be getting a lot of realizations, kind of knowings popping in. For me, I do get a lot of download knowings, but then I quickly forget what I receive if I don't write it down. And many times I don't write it down, but I feel like it's almost like an activation. You don't always have to write it down. It's just bubbling up within you, and it helps you to know who you are at this time. So you're striving and you're moving towards knowing who you are more and more every day. So for some of you, you might already be, up in years, but if not, there is I feel like I'm seeing an older woman. So this could be an ancestor, great grandmother, or something like that, but there's a great grandmother energy with you, Taurus, and I'm a Taurus as well, so I can relate to this. What I'm seeing is like an old grandmother from the old country, someone who has the veil around their hair and wearing the darker clothing. Just, oh my gosh, I didn't even pay attention. Kind of like, in the card itself. So your ancestors are guiding you, especially the female ancestors. Okay, for some of you, there's some kind of a breakup or a separation. This could be from your money or from a person, but there's some kind of a breakup or a separation that you definitely feel this. All right, it's not something that it's like, oh, no big deal. It's something that you definitely feel, Taurus, it's happening. Okay, and a spirit is saying either you're going to come back together with this financial situation or person, or there's going to be a realization in between time, and you're going to have a choice to make, okay? Whether you want to come together with this or not. So in between, so there are reasons for everything, and in between this separation, you will come to have your own downloads or your own understandings of what you really want. And so even if you have a chance to come back together with whatever or whoever this is, you may have changed your mind by then. Okay, so the Empress, yes, because you are connecting more to your higher self, to your true self, to your true understanding. Okay, nature is involved here, spirit is involved here. Like I said, your ancestors. It's like I'm hearing me, myself, and I. Having to know, having to be grounded, having to be understanding of who you truly are and what you want. And not losing your identity in a relationship or another situation. So that's a biggie, okay? I feel like you're very adaptable to many different situations, and you take pride in that, and having many different relations with friends or people. Like you're very relatable, and you relate easily to other people. You're very, very well-rounded, okay? But that doesn't mean, but that also sometimes means that other people kind of carry you away with the way they are because you connect so easily and so fluidly with the other people. So the challenge is to remain in your own energy and still, be that person, but you don't lose yourself in the process. All right. And just like a tiny example of that, because I've done it, it's kind of like if you're talking to someone and they have certain mannerisms or they say certain things, you kind of pick up on it right away and you kind of want to start saying or doing the same thing. It's part of like you're relating so much to them that you take on that characteristic, but that's not really you. Like you never had that before. Why would you take that on? But it's kind of like shows you how you can relate, how you do relate to other people, that you take on that energy and you start emulating that. But what Spirit is saying, you have to remain in your own energy. Like let them emulate you or let them feel you or let them whatever, but you're staying in your own energy field more than that. So you're not picking up these things, good or bad or indifferent, from other people, okay? So it's kind of like you're like clay sometimes. So you're easily molded. And this could get really deep if you think about it. When you're in a relationship, how molded are you to the other person and what they want and all that? And then you end up being out of shape for yourself, metaphorically. Okay, it's a kind of a biggie. It starts out, they give you a simple example, but it's actually very profound. All right, so look at this picture. This picture is like pouring in and out of your own cups that are surrounding you, your own energy, right? You're in the center of your own energy, and all that energy is pouring in and around you. Like you're that stream of flow, and you know your stream of flow. How do you get to know that? Meditation, being in nature, being with yourself, being silent, choosing and knowing and picking those things that are really coming from your heart space and not what someone else wants or has given you in some way. Okay, I struggle with this as well because I'm easily influenced, and I have to stop doing that because it's really hitting my wallet. Okay, I don't want to be that easily influenced. And sometimes I am, especially when I get on a subject that I want more of, right? Okay, Taurus, here it is, the Wheel of Fortune. It's totally up to you. The wheel turns in both directions. So it's always your choice. And Spirit is saying, command what you want within yourself. Not that you're commanding other people at all. This is all about your own energy. You command that energy. Who are you? What do you emulate? What do you choose? Who do you